But we are joined now by a special talent. She's known for her heartfelt lyrics. Not only that, she's got a joyful spirit and songs that speak right to your soul. Leanna Crawford. Google her. She's captured hearts around the world. And she's not just a singer. I think she's a storyteller with a massive, massive purpose. So can you just please welcome her to the show, American Christian superstar, Leanna Crawford. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. What a sweet intro. That's so kind.
Hey, listen, you've done all the work there. And on the back of that, congratulations, Leanna, on your very first #1 song, Still Waters, to hit the radio charts last week. Congratulations. Has it all sunk in yet?
Thank you. No, it's literally so sweet. I'm so grateful. I feel like it's been a dream of mine for a long time, and it just like, goodness, it's a very, yeah, I just feel really grateful. I'm
You,
so thankful. So
you
yeah,
got
I feel like I'm like, I called my mom, and my mom was like, "What does that mean exactly?" And I was just like calling on my family and my sister and my nieces, my 8-year-old niece. I called them, and my niece was like, "We also have exciting news. We got our chickens." And I was like, "Okay, this is about." So like,
Same
it was
level.
like they're very excited about it too. But yeah, no, it's I'm very thankful.
Yeah, you got emotional in your TikTok video. You got really, really emotional, and you've used that word grateful like 3 times now since, and I could tell you were very grateful as well. So, I mean, the emotion of what is it? Topping the charts, or is it the emotion of all that work that you've put in?
Oh, I think it's yeah, I feel like it's one just like the gratitude. Like I do feel very grateful for, the radio partners and for people believing in the song and for people. I think it's like when I wrote this song, I it meant a lot to me and to my co-writers. And then to know that, people have connected with it in that way is definitely encouraging. So I'm very grateful and like very humbled by that. But then it's also been, it's been quite the road, and I think, or adventure maybe is what I should say. Like it's been quite the adventure, and I feel like I'm very, looking back, like I feel like I'm just getting started, but I technically like I've been doing this for almost a decade, which is wild. And so to me, it's like it's been a lot of years of hard work, and there's been a lot of ups and downs. And I think it's like the gratefulness of like also my family and my friends and like my support system around me that has been so so sweet. And that also is like just extra grateful for that because it's been quite the adventure.
Well, speaking of adventures, are you in the middle of travel at the moment? Where are you right now?
Right now, yes, I got my fire extinguisher, my suitcase behind me. It's like quite the adventure. Yes, I am on the road. I'm in Dayton, Ohio, over here in the States, and we are night one of weekend 3. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it's like maybe show number 12, but I'm out with We Are Messengers in Austin, French. So out here,
Far out.
and it's been a sweet fun. We've had 2 weekends, and so this is the start of week 3. It'll be like 27 shows total. So
Well, that you
fun
are
tour.
busy, and that's a triple threat. You've got you, we are messengers. Can you understand a word that Darren's saying?
Yeah, for real.
For
I love it.
real.
I was like, Darren, you get away with so much because of your accent. I was
Yeah.
like, you get away with so much, and he does, and he knows it too. I love it.
Liana just mentioned the fire extinguisher. She's not holding one. She's just in maybe like a
Oh
green room, and
yeah.
there's one just behind her. I know faith is really, really special to you. It's really important to you as part of your journey. Has he surprised you lately? Has God surprised you lately, either in music or in life?
Mm. Wow. I mean, I think with gosh, he definitely has, and it's funny even talking about like the number one, getting that like, and it's something that I feel like the industry it's fun to watch, but people outside of that don't really necessarily pay attention maybe as much, because I didn't before I was in the industry, but that's a special thing. But I was like told that it wasn't probably going to happen, and so I was like, that's totally fine. Like it doesn't matter in the grand scheme. Like who cares if it's number one or whatever? I don't. But obviously I did care. But I was told it wasn't going to happen, and I just was like praying. I was was like, I know that it's, impossible, according to what everybody's saying. But I was like, God can make it happen. And so I was just like, I was like, God, I feel like I know you can do this, even though it's like, it was one of those little things in a big moment for me, but also just a very sweet surprise that like, he did it, even though it was like, it was like impossible, not going to happen. And I was just like, that was a very sweet gift and a very sweet surprise. And that just because he made it happen doesn't mean that like it's always going to happen that way. But that was a really sweet gift. So yeah, that was definitely a surprise. I was like, that was one of those things. Yeah.
I bet the waiting wasn't a surprise. I would say. I bet you the waiting for it to hit number one wasn't good for you. Wasn't good for your well-being. Anyway, we're gonna get to that song in a little bit, but I want to play a song that you released last year right now, and we'll come back to Lyanna. So, if you're listening to this right now, can you just turn up your stereo wherever you are and just let these lyrics just resonate in your spirit just a little bit? Here she is with "How Can You Not" right here at Life. We told you it was good, right? That's Leanna Crawford. How can you not? 23 minutes away from 9 on Life FM on the morning wake up with Stella and Tabby. She joins us actually right now. Lyanna, how can you not feel God in the middle? There must be times though that, did you write that song whilst going through something?
Yes and no. It was like I wrote it so I'm from like the Northwest in the United States, obviously. But my accent, but I'm from Washington State, and I tell this story because this is like where I was inspired from. But we have these little fireflies in the South, and so when I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, I moved out here like 8 years ago, and they're just like the coolest. So like, do you guys have fireflies in New Zealand?
Do we have
Is that a
fireflies?
thing?
We have lots of
They're like
mosquitoes.
the little bugs.
We have glowworms.
You have them?
We've got glowworms.
Oh, see, that's probably cool.
Okay.
Maybe. Or
Okay.
I don't know. That sounds cool. And I don't know. But anyways, my dad had never seen fireflies. And so this story is like he saw fireflies for the first time and was like, how can you not see a creator? And just like this sweet moment of like, the same God that just created the stars in the sky and, all these huge things, right? He also created the tiny little fireflies. And how can you not see God in the details in our lives, right? And so it's just like a really good reminder to myself. Sorry. That's so annoying. Sorry, my phone is vibrating. Sorry. But anyways, but it's such a great reminder for myself in that. So that's like the how can you not. But it's like I feel like too, when looking back at the last few years of my life, I'm like so grateful because I feel like he's been so faithful. And I talk about his faithfulness a lot because he's always been good, even like and faithful, even when I wasn't and when I'm questioning and doubting, because I do, and I don't always see him, right? I can't always see his goodness, but I do know that he's good because he's always been good. And so like this song is just like a reminder for me to like trust that.
It's
Amen.
amazing that it's a reminder for you because we just had somebody text in just to say thank you to you. Apparently, your songs have helped them through some of the darkest times of their life, especially in 2019, and they just wanted to say a thank you.
Is there a name associated?
There's no name associated with
thank
it,
you.
but they just wanted to say a big thanks. So all the way from New Zealand, people are really inspired by your music, Lyanna.
That means so much. Thank you.
Can I
Thank
add
you
on
so
top of
much.
that? I don't know whether you read the fan reviews after your gigs. Do you?
Like on Instagram or like on
Okay, there's a forum.
like
Can I
on
read a couple to you? Okay.
Yeah.
This is recently, like, why? Because you're on tour at the moment. Jennifer says, Leanna Crawford not only has a beautiful voice, but a beautiful soul. She was so sweet and kind to the little girl in the front row that was dancing through almost the entire set. Janine, she says, this is an absolutely beautiful show. Lyanna was inspiring, personal, energetic, and soul feeling. I had a great time. Lyanna came down to the crowd giving hugs and high fives. How's that? How does that make you feel?
That's very sweet. I think it's like, oh, it kind of makes me cry a little bit. I think it's just so beautiful. It's such an honor because I feel like music is such a connector, right? It connects all of us in such a beautiful way, and like what a gift that like God allows me to do it. But then the live show is always special because it's different every night, and there's different people in the crowd every night, and we're in a different city every night, and so it's just like my favorite way to connect and just kind of be like, I feel like for me, music is one of those that's like, hey, my reminder that I'm not alone. And I feel like for other people, when they hear my songs, it's always my goal is like, hey, we might not be going through the same thing. We might have totally different stories, but like I'm also going through this and I feel this way, and maybe you feel a little less alone in that, and just kind of I don't know. I just feel like that's the beautiful thing, but that's very humbling.
All right, we need to talk about this number one hit of yours, Still Waters. Tell us all about it before we play it out.
Oh, well, I feel like it's sweet. Some people have asked because the very first line of the song is about my like I talk about my great aunt Maureen, and they're like, is that really your great aunt or was it just a good rhyme? And I was like, no, it really my real aunt, my real great aunt. But she was like this incredible woman, and she loved Jesus and loved people and loved the Word of God. And something unique about her is that when she was in her 40s, she found out she was going blind. And when she found that out, she decided to memorize the whole Bible, which is like wild. And I was like, I mean, there's a lot of words in there. So a lot of words, but she got maybe 90% of it memorized. A lot. I don't know if that's the exact percentage. She got a lot of it memorized.
That's a lot.
I know. Yeah, like a lot, but I don't know if so my mom would tell me stories about my great aunt, and she actually led my mom to Jesus when my mom was little. And so like my mom just really loved my great aunt. But I never met her until middle school because I grew up on the West Coast and she was on the East Coast. And so middle school, we took a trip out to see her, and I was in middle school. She was 103 years old when I met her.
Wow.
And she was like the sweetest woman and just like so full of joy. Even at like 103, she was so cute and just so full of love and had this incredible peace about her. And I was like, what, even as a middle schooler, just like this, young, I was probably like 12 years old. And she was just like, I was so inspired by this peace that she had and this love for Jesus and her heart for people. And then just her love for the Word of God. Like she really had it written on her heart and she believed that it was true. And so it was very inspiring as a middle schooler to be like, okay, she was faithful and knew God's faithfulness. And it was just such a beautiful thing to see and very inspiring. And so Psalm 23 is one of my favorite scriptures, especially when I'm feeling anxious, but it's one of those that I go to a lot. And I feel like too, like if I can just remember the very first line of it, like the Lord is my shepherd, that brings me so much comfort. Like if that's all that I can think of in the moment, like the Lord is my shepherd, those words, I'm like, okay, he's got me, he's good. And it's just like very comforting for me.
It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. I can tell why people just are drawn to you, not only because of your singing, but you've got such a joyful spirit about you, Lyanna. We had a chat off here, Tabby and I, with Lyanna, saying that you need to come to New Zealand. We're going to connect you with some people because people will love to see you, Lyanna.
We're going to campaign, Lyanna.
Yeah, we got hard for you to come to New Zealand. And when you do, I'm not going to say if, when you do, you got to pop in and see us, okay? Is that a promise?
Yes, absolutely.
All
I will
right.
definitely be there.
Thank you so much again for your time, Lyanna. Here she is for the first time on Life FM. It's Leanna Crawford and Still Waters right here at Life.